Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths, developer of the MTPredictor software program. In today's MTPredictor video, I'd like to look at how the US E-minis unfolded yesterday, which was last Friday, and in particular I'd like to look at these using our new NT8 add-ons, and in particular I'd like to look at our new MTPTrend color-coded indicator that gives you an indication of the large degree trend. This helps you decide which direction you should be trading the market in. So let's have a look at the YM to start with. You can see that our color-coded indicator here was suggesting that early on the market or the trend was black, therefore the market trend was flat. It then went red. Remember, we're not actually looking at this whether it's above or below the zero line, we're just looking at the color, so purely and simply the color. It then turned red, indicating the large degree trend was down, so therefore this TS3 buy setup was against the downtrend and therefore should have been avoided. As you can see, that would have been a wise decision, because if I placed the analysis on, that would have been a losing trade, so it helped you avoid that losing trade. The market then declined down, the indicator was red, it then turned black here, indicating the trend was in the process of changing or in a neutral or flat trend. It then went blue, indicating the trend was then back up again, and as you can see, we had a TS4 sell setup, which of course now was against this blue trend, and therefore was telling you should be avoiding this one, and again this would have been a good decision. This helped you avoid what would have been otherwise a losing trade. How do we calculate this? Well, it's worked off the DPs off our major swings. You can see here I've got my major swings connected by these larger lines. So if I go back to the last pivot, and for you guys who've been following us for a while will know we've been doing this in our manual analysis, we go to the last major pivot. We normally do this on the higher time frame, but now we can do it on the current time frame chart just using our major pivots. We place the DP on, and you can see it tells you it's major resistance. So that's different from if I do from here. So it tells you it's an intermediate resistance area. So this one's only intermediate, this one's a major. So this tells you is major resistance to this area, and as you can see, that's where the YM made the high of the day. The market started to decline down. You can go back to this last major pivot low here. Again, right mouse click DP. Now remember, these DPs are on the chart in advance, so as the market was declining, you'd have seen that this was red, large degree trend was down, but you'd have known where the market had to get to before this trend would have changed. If I just drag this out again, this would have been on the chart there, so you'd have known that this was an area of where the market was likely to find support if it gets there. So it's on the chart in advance. That's the beauty about these levels. They're leading indicators. They're there in advance for you. As you can see, the market then came into that area. That nailed the very low of the day for you as the market rallied. Trend confirmed that by being black at this particular point in time and then turned back blue again. So hopefully you can see how helpful this new DP trend indicator will be to help you gauge the large degree trend in your trading. Of course, when you combine it with placing your DPs on the charts, they can tell you where the major support and resistance zones are. Now this particular one is just showing you about some trades that you would have avoided, but let's have a look at some of the other markets on the ES yesterday and see here. I'll just take my analysis off. That was my analysis from yesterday. Again, I'll just go back to the last major pivot high. You can see there's our connected black swings. So I'll right mouse click DP. Remember, that would have been on the chart even before yesterday opened. So even before yesterday even traded, you'd have known that that was an area of where resistance was likely. That nailed the very high of the day. The market then was declining down very nicely. That was confirmed by a red trend here. We get our TS2 sell setup, so now this TS2 sell is in the direction of the red trend, so that indicates the large degree trend is down. So we can right mouse click, place the analysis on. That would have been a very nice trade. Came down here, would have taken profits at pretty much the low of the day for a nice 2.2 hour profit. But you see how that was with this color coded trend indicator. Very nice indeed. Let's take everything off. Where was the low of the day? Well, I go back to the last pivot low, right mouse click. Again, that would have been our support area on the chart. As you can see, the market didn't reach it until this area, which is where the trend went from red to black. So can you see how useful, again, this color-coded trend indicator would be in conjunction with your major DP support and resistance zones to gauge the large degree trend to help you decide which trades to take. So in other words, this would have been a good one to take because it was with a red MTP trend and it was down into the larger DP support zone. Let's have a look at the NQ. Whoop, there's my analysis again from yesterday. I'll just take that off. Similar kind of thing. We'll just look at the trend indicator now. There's the market going down. There's a TS4 buy setup, but the trend indicator is red. Therefore, you would want to be avoiding that buy setup, which again was a good idea because that would have been a losing trade. However, this one would have been better. It would have been better because the trend was blue and therefore the larger trend was up. We right mouse click, place this analysis on, and that would have been a good trade setup. Where would you have come out of this one? Would you have traded this as a what we call a holy grail trade setup right into the typical way through WPT? Well, the more experienced users among you will also know that this is the last swing down to the low. So this was the intermediate pivot high here. So right mouse click, DP. Again, this would have been on the chart in advance. So this would have been here before the market even rallied up. But can you see how there's intermediate resistance at this particular level here? Now bear in mind you're getting close to the end of the trading day there. So you may well have said, well actually I now want to start perhaps trailing the stop, perhaps one tick below the bar lows as you hit this intermediate resistance and locked in a 2.3 hour profit. So that would be a nice way to trade. Let's go back and put the major DP support and resistance zones on. Again, the last pivot high, right mouse click, DP. So even before the market even opened, again you'd have known this would have been a resistance area as confirmed by the resistance on the DP and our trend indicator. As the market declined down, again right mouse click on that particular low. Again, that's where the pivot low is. You can see it's very easy to see because that's where the connected pivots are. This would have been the area where support was anticipated. Confirmed as the market came down into it, the trend indicator went black to indicate the market was in an area where reversal was possible. Market then came back out of that area, trend went blue, and therefore you're looking to take long trade setups. So this is a great example of how to use our new MTP trend indicator combined with our DP support and resistance zones to help you decide which trades to take, whether to take them on the short side or the long side, but with the large degree trend. And you can see yesterday how well this did on the three E-minis, how we caught the high of the day and caught the low of the day. Here you see this is actually perfect on the NQ, nailing the high there and nailing the low, catching that long trade. For you guys who are perhaps following in your market analyzer, if I bring my market analyzer along as well, you can see you can put an MTP trend column in your market analyzer as well. So this will actually tell you whether the trend is up, neutral or down, as our MTPredictor trade setups come in as well. So everything is all nicely color coded. As you can see here, the MTP trend was black and that's confirmed in the market analyzer as well. But for you guys who follow your 2-minute charts, there was actually a very nice trade setup I was looking at myself here yesterday on this TS3 sell setup as being a trade as the large trend was down. Our trend indicator was red, indicating the trend down. There was our major support, our major resistance, and as such there was a very nice trade on the short side there, perhaps down into that lower level, and that's where you could have had a very nice 7-hour profit. But that's if you're a bit more experienced and looking at perhaps the shorter term charts. But for just the 3-minute charts, I just wanted to show you this on the USE minis, so showing you how well we did yesterday with our new MTP trend indicator and our DP support and resistance zones. Basically nailing the high of the day and the low of the day on the E-minis and catching some very nice trade setups in the direction of the correct trend as the market declined down and then rallied back up. This new MTP trend indicator is a new indicator in our NinjaTrader 8 add-on. So if you're already using our NinjaTrader 7 add-ons with MTPredictor, I do suggest that you drop me an email and consider upgrading into our NT8 add-ons. If you are new to MTPredictor, then this is an ideal time to come in and take a look at these new indicators while you take a trial and have a look at MTPredictor. So overall, a very good day for MTPredictor users, particularly with our new MTP trend indicator and new DP support and resistance zones on the USE minis yesterday.